Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Practice Stories. I'm so excited you're here today. We have a beautiful story about love, destiny, and how life can surprise us when we least expect it. But first, let me explain how to get the most out of this video. Today, we're using a technique called shadowing. Have you tried it before? It's one of the most effective ways to improve your English pronunciation and fluency naturally. Here's exactly how it works. Listen to each sentence I say very carefully, then pause the video and repeat the sentence out loud, copying my voice exactly. Don't just repeat the words. Copy my tone, my speed, and my emotions too. Try to sound just like me. It might feel strange at first, but this is how your brain learns natural English rhythm. You can watch this video multiple times. Each time, you'll catch something new. The more you practice shadowing, the more confident your English speaking will become. Are you ready to begin? Today's story is about Emma, a young graphic designer whose business trip to Barcelona changed her life forever. It's a story about unexpected connections, beautiful coincidences, and finding love in the most surprising places. If you enjoy this story and find it helpful for your English practice, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Now, let's dive into Emma's romantic adventure. My name is Emma. I am 25 years old. I live in London. I work as a graphic designer for a small creative agency. I love my job because I get to be artistic every day. I create logos, websites, and advertisements. My colleagues are friendly and my boss is understanding. I have always been a quiet person. I prefer staying home with a good book rather than going to parties. My friends sometimes worry about me. They say I need to get out more and meet people. But I am happy with my simple life. Or at least, I thought I was happy. Last spring, something amazing happened that changed everything. My boss called me into his office one Tuesday morning. He looked excited. "Emma," he said, "we just got a huge client in Spain. They want our best designer to come to Barcelona for a week-long project. I'm sending you." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "Barcelona? Really?" I asked. I had never traveled alone before. I had never been to Spain. My boss smiled. "You're talented, Emma. This client specifically requested you after seeing your portfolio online. You leave next Monday." I felt nervous and excited at the same time. That weekend, I bought new clothes. I downloaded a Spanish language app. I studied Barcelona on the internet. The city looked beautiful with its amazing architecture and sunny beaches. On Monday morning, I packed my suitcase and headed to the airport. At Heathrow Airport, I was early as usual. I like to arrive early everywhere. While waiting for my flight, I decided to get some coffee. The coffee shop was crowded. I was standing in line when I heard someone speaking Spanish behind me. The voice was deep and warm. I turned around and saw a tall man with dark hair and kind brown eyes. He was talking on the phone, but he looked frustrated. When he hung up, he sighed loudly. I wanted to help, but I was too shy to say anything. Then something unexpected happened. The man dropped his boarding pass. It fell right at my feet. I picked it up and handed it to him. "Thank you so much," he said in perfect English with a slight Spanish accent. "I'm having a terrible morning." I smiled. "What's wrong?" I asked, surprising myself with my boldness. "My connecting flight to Barcelona was canceled," he explained. "I live there, but I've been visiting London for work. Now I might miss an important meeting tomorrow." I felt my heart skip. "Barcelona? That's where I'm going too. What's your flight number?" He looked at his boarding pass. BA 482, departing at 2:30 p.m. I laughed with amazement. That's my flight. It looks like you're not going to miss your meeting after all. He smiled for the first time. What a wonderful coincidence. My name is Diego. I'm Emma, I replied. We shook hands, and I felt a little electric shock. Maybe it was static electricity, or maybe it was something else. We ended up sitting together during the boarding process. Diego was easy to talk to. He made me laugh with stories about his chaotic morning. On the plane, we discovered we had even more in common. Diego worked as an architect. Like me, he loved design and creativity. He showed me photos of beautiful buildings he had designed in Barcelona. I showed him some of my graphic design work. He was genuinely impressed. You have real talent, he said, looking at my portfolio on my tablet. What brings you to Barcelona? I told him about my business project. He listened with interest. Where are you staying? He asked. I showed him my hotel address. His eyes widened. That hotel is in my neighborhood? It's a beautiful area. The flight to Barcelona felt much shorter than it actually was. We talked the entire time about art, travel, food, and our dreams for the future. I had never felt so comfortable talking to a stranger before. Usually, I was quiet and reserved, but with Diego, conversation felt natural and easy. When we landed in Barcelona, Diego helped me get my suitcase. Emma, he said, I know we just met, but would you like me to show you around the city? I know all the best places that tourists never find. I wanted to say yes, but I felt scared. What if he was just being polite? As if reading my mind, Diego added, I promise I'm not a crazy person. You can ask the hotel staff about me. I've lived in this city for 8 years. I just think it would be nice to show Barcelona to someone who will appreciate its beauty. His sincerity convinced me. I would love that, I said. The next morning, Diego met me at my hotel lobby at 9 a.m. sharp. He brought fresh pastries from a local bakery. You can't experience Barcelona without trying authentic pastries, he said with a grin. We started our day at Parc Güell, the famous colorful park designed by Antoni Gaud. Walking through the park, Diego explained the history and architecture. His passion for his city was contagious. I found myself taking photos not just of the buildings, but of Diego as he talked. There was something special about the way his face lit up when he talked about art and design. After the park, we went to the Gothic Quarter. The narrow medieval streets were like a maze. Diego held my hand so I wouldn't get lost. His hand was warm and strong. I felt safe and happy walking beside him through the ancient streets. We stopped at a small cafe for lunch. Over paella and sangria, we shared more stories about our lives. Diego told me about his family, his dreams of opening his own architecture firm, and his love for Barcelona. I told him about London, my quiet life, and my work. You know, Diego said, I've never met anyone who understands design the way you do. Most people see a building or a logo and don't think about the creativity behind it, but you get it. I felt my cheeks getting warm. No one had ever talked to me like this before. That afternoon, we visited the famous Sagrada Familia Cathedral. Standing in front of Gaud's masterpiece, I felt overwhelmed by its beauty. Diego stood close behind me and pointed out architectural details. I could smell his cologne and feel the warmth of his presence. It's incredible, I whispered. God spent his entire life working on this cathedral, but he never saw it finished. He believed in something bigger than himself. Diego's voice was soft and thoughtful. I turned to look at him and realized he was looking at me, not at the building. "What?" I asked, suddenly self-conscious. "Nothing," he said with a gentle smile. "I'm just happy you're here." My heart started beating faster. Was this really happening? Was this handsome, kind, talented man actually interested in me? That evening, Diego took me to a traditional flamenco show. The passionate music and dancing created a romantic atmosphere. During one particularly beautiful song, Diego reached over and took my hand. We sat like that for the rest of the show, fingers intertwined, both of us knowing something special was happening. After the show, we walked along the beach. The Mediterranean Sea sparkled under the moonlight. The warm evening air smelled like salt and flowers. "Emma," Diego said, stopping suddenly, "I need to tell you something." My heart pounded. "What is it?" "I know we just met yesterday, but I feel like I've known you forever. I've never connected with anyone like this before. You're beautiful, talented, and kind. I don't want this week to end." He looked into my eyes. "I don't want it to end either," I whispered. Diego cupped my face gently in his hands. "May I kiss you?" he asked. I nodded, and he leaned down and kissed me softly. It was my first real kiss, and it was perfect. The waves crashed nearby, and I felt like I was in a romantic movie. The rest of the week passed like a dream. During the day, I worked on my design project. Diego would meet me after work, and we would explore more of Barcelona together. We visited museums, tried different restaurants, and walked through beautiful neighborhoods. My business project went amazingly well. The Spanish client loved my designs. They even offered me a permanent position in their Barcelona office. I was shocked. "Think about it," they said. "We would love to have someone with your talent on our team." On my last night in Barcelona, Diego and I had dinner at a rooftop restaurant overlooking the city. The view was spectacular. "Emma," he said, "I have something to show you." He pulled out his phone and showed me architectural sketches. "I've been designing something special all week." The sketches showed a beautiful apartment with large windows, a rooftop garden, and an art studio. "It's perfect," I said. "Who is it for?" Diego smiled nervously. "It's for us. If you want it to be, I know it's crazy, but I'm in love with you, Emma. I want you to stay in Barcelona. I want us to build a life together." I felt tears in my eyes. Happy tears. "Diego, I love you too." And actually, I told him about the job offer. His face lit up with joy. "It's like the universe is telling us we belong together," he said. He stood up and got down on one knee right there in the restaurant. "Emma, I know this is fast, but I've never been more sure of anything in my life. Will you marry me?" He pulled out a simple, beautiful ring. Everyone in the restaurant was watching. I was crying and laughing at the same time. "Yes," I said. "Yes, of course." The entire restaurant applauded. Diego put the ring on my finger and kissed me. I had come to Barcelona for a work project and found the love of my life instead. Sometimes the best things happen when you least expect them. 6 months later, we had our wedding on the same Barcelona beach where Diego first kissed me. My family came from London. Diego's large Spanish family welcomed me with open arms. It was a small ceremony, but filled with love and joy. Now, 2 years later, we live in the beautiful apartment Diego designed for us. I work for the Spanish design company and love my job. Diego opened his own architecture firm last year. We travel together, create art together, and support each other's dreams. Every morning, I wake up in Barcelona and remember that shy girl who was afraid to take risks. Love gave me courage I never knew I had. Sometimes I think about what would have happened if I hadn't picked up Diego's boarding pass that day. But I believe that somehow we would have found each other anyway. And that's Emma's beautiful love story. I hope you enjoyed practicing your English with this romantic tale. Love stories like this remind us that life can surprise us in the most wonderful ways when we're open to new experiences. Emma's story teaches us many important lessons. It shows us that sometimes the best opportunities come when we step outside our comfort zone. It reminds us that love can happen anywhere, anytime, with anyone. And it proves that taking risks can lead to the most beautiful rewards. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever traveled alone to a new city? Have you ever met someone special in an unexpected place? Have you ever had to make a big decision about love or your career? Share your stories in the comments below. Your experiences might inspire other viewers. Remember, the key to improving your English is consistent practice. Watch this video again tomorrow and try shadowing different parts. Focus on Emma's emotions when she talks about Diego. Copy the romantic tone in the love scenes. Practice the excitement in her voice when she talks about Barcelona. Don't worry about making mistakes. Every mistake is a step toward improvement. The goal is not perfection, it's progress. Every time you practice speaking English, you become more confident and fluent. English is the language of connection, dreams, and opportunities. Just like Emma discovered love in Barcelona, you might discover new opportunities through English. Every word you learn, every sentence you practice, every story you understand brings you closer to your dreams. If this story helped you practice English and made you smile, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel for more romantic stories, adventures, and English practice sessions. Hit the notification bell so you never miss our new videos. Share this video with someone who's learning English or someone who believes in love stories. Learning English is more fun when you do it with friends. Thank you for joining Emma's journey today. You're doing incredible work with your English practice. Keep watching, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. Who knows? Maybe your own love story is just beginning. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep learning, and remember that every ending is just a new beginning. See you in the next story.